Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad, not bad.
You can hear me, yeah? Just to make
Yeah,
sure.
perfectly. Can that's okay.
My name is Victor. I'm from the G Brothers video content for about Eurovision for YouTube, and that's why you're here because you
Yeah,
are at
first.
Eurovision. How does it feel like to represent a whole country?
Wow. To be fair, our country's not so big, so
But still mighty. So amazing. That's how we feel.
no, no.
You should feel amazing, to be fair.
Yeah, first and foremost, definitely we know that it's a responsibility in itself. Um, we're carrying not just the name, we're carrying the fact that there's a possibility that who looks at us or possibly is interested in our music, they shift their head towards other local artists in Malta who might be of interest as well. So we're carrying the responsibility of the art industry as well in a way,
Yeah.
you know, which is something that personally, and I think John and Sean can agree, is that if there was something that we wanted to represent in our lives was art and music. So for us, it's a great honor.
Yeah, of course. How did the idea of participating international selection happen? Did you always want to be at Eurovision, or was it just like, let's give it a shot?
So just to give you a quick run through of our career, from when we started, we wanted to always experience and perform in new platforms. Okay, so everywhere we wanted to challenge ourselves. So first we started busking in the streets, and then we decided to do gigs on buses, so on local buses. Then we wanted to perform big venues at festivals and touring abroad. We've toured Italy and UK. So for us, it was always a constant, like, okay, what's next? What's next? And I think then came the idea of Eurovision, like, okay, we still haven't performed in the biggest platform that there is in Malta, and I think even around the world, probably Eurovision is the biggest platform. And we were like, okay, so that's what's next for us. And us being all Eurovision fans since we were young, sort of it was the next step to do in our career, to use it as a platform to promote our song.
Of course.
And the idea started in 2021. We were discussing together and we were like, listen, what do you think if we actually participate in the Eurovision, But again, we always said, like, if we have the right song, then we'll
Yeah.
participate. So for us, all the decisions that we make all revolves around the song. And I don't know if you want to take
Yeah,
it from.
no, but basically, I mean, though we always said we'll dip our toe in it because like we went from that's how do you feel about partaking in Eurovision as opposed to representing Malta, you know?
Mm.
There was a gap that we never looked at up until we were given the tools to look at it, you know. Uh, but yeah, so we actually were thinking about it in 2021. When we're midway in a private gig and we started the discussion again. It was again we mentioned that Malta is quite a small country. There's not many opportunities to tour in Malta. If you start in the north in the morning, you can go to the south by afternoon, you
Yeah.
know. So the tour itself is very short lived. So for us, having our name get there and onto everyone's television screen for one night was a dream, you know.
Yeah.
And us having the song to represent us was the main goal, which is very hard, especially in a band. Thankfully, we are three individuals. We're three members, so the pool is smaller, but it's even tougher when we all have artistic ideologies or artistic contributions. So the song in itself has all us three in it. You know, we all are happy with it. We all feel like it represents us enough. So then that was the basis of the decision. We were like, okay, so we have the song that we want to push forward. Um, we worked around the deadline because at first we thought that it was going to be in December, then it just surprised us that it's going to be in October, and
there you go.
and all of a sudden it's like, guys, we need to work.
I remember
More.
on the 21st September.
More, because we're already working, man.
On the 21st September, we all met together with our
Yeah.
co-producer Matthew James, and we were sort of showing him the songs.
Yeah,
And like, okay, which one do you think
is the one, you
the
know?
one?
The one.
For a moment, actually, we're gonna try and submit two songs, a ballad and the song Dance.
We're very ambitious.
Yeah, we're very ambitious, but at a point, this is how we are. We tried up until we realized that focusing on one and giving it our all was a better decision than splitting our pot and our focus. So by the end of October, we submitted the song. I think early December, was it early December? We received that our song went
Yes,
through.
yes. No, late November.
Late November. From then on, I think we just worked towards the next phase of the competition, unknowing what's next. Yeah,
No, we're naive.
we're very naive, actually.
Did you make?
I was relieved when they said they were going to drop one of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was very relieved. Especially when they chose the Foster song. Sorry about that, guys.
Did you make the song for Eurovision, or was the song made and then you thought, well, this song should be the one that will sing it?
To be fair, we're constantly writing songs. It is, I mean, my drive personally, and I'm sure John's and Sean's is the same, because I've been working with them and we know each other well, is that we will always want to create new products for our brand, because looking it through a business aspect, we are a brand, and keeping our listeners interested means creating new products. The song itself, which is now Dance, started off with an acoustic guitar and the vocals. But as you can hear, it's not an acoustic song. It has a different melody, a different lyrics, and also a different theme. But then when the production started happening, I realized that the production is going somewhere where the lyrics and melody is not. Okay, so from then on, I decided to separate these two elements, create a song for itself with the lyrics and melody, and keep the production, because I felt like it was a good, had good potential. Then, as John mentioned, on 21st September 2022, we all met in a room with our co-producer. We all presented our songs, which we had been working on as demos. And, you know, you go from one to the other. Is this good enough? Yes, no, okay.
And good enough in Eurovision.
In the context of Eurovision, yeah. So to answer your question, we had the idea, but the song was not written immediately for Eurovision, but then it was adapted for the contest.
Yes, of course. Did you expect to win the national selection?
That's a very good question.
You try your best to win always,
Always.
but you can never expect to win because it makes you lazy.
I remember we were here in the studio, and sort of when we were hearing the song, we said, like, listen, but a winning song always has an intro. So we always treated it as a winning song. Now, if it's going to win or not, that's another story.
That's up to the people.
That's up to the people. We leave that up to the Jays and the audience. But for us, it's always a winning song. Once you release a song, that means that you have the full confidence in the song, that you believe in it, and for you, it's a winner. So yes, to answer your question, for us, the aim was, yes, listen, we want to write a winning song, but I think till the very end, we were still like, is this going to happen?
Yeah, I think I always felt like we could win, because we believed in our song, but I didn't know if we would.
Yeah, of course. Can you explain the idea behind the stage? Was it complicated to come up with the staging? Your staging is it's very like it captivates people to look at your stage from the
So
beginning to the end.
let's rewind completely. Up till the quarterfinal, that was simply a thought. And saw us at the quarterfinal and commented at the quarterfinal, told us, you guys are good, we can definitely do something and all that. Then we gave him the concepts we had in mind, as in, and we built it together as well to a certain extent, adding different things and ideas. And what came out is the result. But basically, in the first meeting before everything started with him, we were already planning things out on the stage, like the whiteboard's here, but you can't see it from there.
No.
You can show it to me.
Yeah.
That's the whiteboard. So basically, if you had, in a nutshell, what we were planning, everything we were planning was backstage or on the ramp.
Yeah, we had no concept
Like-
of what the stage looked like. So we had our tiny stick figures. We're like, okay, we'll start from here, then we'll walk from here. Little did we know everything was planned backstage. Then the creative director was like, you guys have zero clue.
Let's fix it.
Are you gonna make many changes for the Eurovision on the staging wise? If you can, just yes or no. You don't have to explain anything.
Jan always says that the blueprints are there. So like what we felt did well, we don't want to change much of it. Our biggest challenge is to make things look good without looking too polished. You know, our image and who we are as people is not perfectionism. It's not something which is Hollywood standards, to put it, to put it straight. So our challenge is to make things look good without them looking too good or looking like they're not us, because throughout this whole thing, what we want to manage to do is create something that totally represents us in a way as a character, not just for Eurovision, but also for the sake of authenticity. We're very much aware or conscious of the fact that sometimes people feel the need to hide their true self to be liked, and that is something that we feel is a big challenge for us, because putting our true selves forward is scary. But at the same time, when you do so, in the case that we did so, I think we felt the approval, and for us that is a first, but also it's very encouraging.
How busy is your schedule next month?
Super busy, man. Super busy.
I want to ask you, how many Eurovision parties are you going next month?
Five.
6.
So we're going to start with next week, actually. Next week we're going to Poland, then move
Let's go
Warsaw, and then to Tel Aviv,
Let's go Tel Aviv.
and then the week after to Madrid,
Let's go Madrid.
and then the week after to Amsterdam and London.
That's a very good schedule, isn't it?
Then back to Malta for here, and then to Liverpool.
Then you're back in Malta for about 5 minutes, and then you're back on another flight to Liverpool. See you later.
Have you ever been in Liverpool before?
Yes, we actually performed in Liverpool, and we busked in the streets of Matthew Street, in front of Cavern Club, and we performed there. Yes,
I was still not completely sure if that was legal or not. But hey,
we did.
but we did it. We're still here. Not in prison. Didn't get banned. It's all good. It's all
Not
good.
yet.
Not yet. We might be now.
Well, I have a very hard question for you now. What are your expectations for Eurovision?
Expectations.
Bam.
This is a hard question.
How do you define an expectation?
No, I personally, I'm going to treat it the same way I treated the Eurovision in Malta.
Yeah.
Again, we want to go there. We'll give our 100 and even more percent. We're going to obviously try our best. We make sure that we have fun along the way, because so far it's been an amazing experience. We had a lot of support from our partners, from the team of the local management team, and even from from Maltese people who have supported us. So yes, we want to make sure that we're going to represent them as well in Liverpool. So personally, I'm going to keep always that in mind, and that everything revolves around the song.
Yeah.
So any decision that I'm going to take, it has to be beneficial for the song, and we don't want to end up going there and then we have regrets like, oh, we could have done this, we could have done that. So for me, yes, it's all about the song, and we'll be representing those people that believes in us.
Yeah, I think the word expectation is hard because it has an element of unknown in it, which when you don't know something, you can't really know it, you know. I think what I personally feel is that we're working towards something. So what we're working for, we try to get, you know. But what we're working for is what a lot of what Jean said is to make sure that our relationship as us three stays united
and get stronger
if need be. Because definitely that is a fear of ours when we discuss it. I mean, we don't want that this experience drifts us apart rather than makes us stronger. So working towards that, making ourselves stronger. We're working towards making sure that Malta is represented in the best way possible, not just musically, but also as kind of ambassadors, you know. Also in the sense of artistry. So we're working towards making sure that Malta is represented with good art. The fact that this year us three wrote the song with with two co-producers, which are also local producers. Our whole team is made up of local talent. So we want to make sure that Malta is represented as a whole country, you know. We're working towards maybe get Malta back into the game of Eurovision. There was a time where Malta used to rank second, third, you know, top 10, top 10. Even though it's hard for us to believe that we can get top 10, we'll work towards it because that's the aim, you know. And hopefully Malta gets back into the reputation of sending good music and is not just something that is overlooked.
Yeah, of course. I have here 3 questions from fans, but to be fair, I think you've answered all of them, but I'll ask them anyway. So the first one is from Lavdim from Albania. His question is, will there be a Maltese version of the song?
No.
There
has been actually on a local program.
There has been the short answer is no.
Very short answer.
To be fair, the issue is this. I do love writing in Maltese as much as English. I never released anything in Maltese. Personally, as a band, we never worked on something Maltese. The issue is this. Speaking of what we want to get out of Eurovision is a bit of more of international fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And even though some people might appreciate a Maltese written song, but I think our niche is mostly non-Maltese speakers.
Yeah, okay. Good question. Good answer.
But the short answer is no.
And I think it's like forcing it. If we decide to do something, it's better for us to write a whole new song rather than force it for it to be in Maltese. You know.
So as an answer, if we had to write a Maltese song, we would have to start it in Maltese and not change the previous song to.
The next question, you've basically have answered it, is from Mario from Croatia. His question is, were you surprised with your victory, considering that some of the fan favorites were pretty certain to win?
No, but that's a good point, Mario. Thank you, Mario from Croatia. No, basically,
you, Mario.
No, basically, we're very surprised because, as Mario said, a lot of fan favorites were always up front, being called that. Even just in the hall, in the concert hall where Malta Eurovision Song Contest was happening, The moment the first lineup comes on, you can hear the crowd yelling specific names, and very few of them were calling our name.
Our girlfriends,
Our girlfriends,
parents,
our parents, you know.
and our girlfriend's friends.
So it was a total of maybe 15, 16 people as compared to the whole hall. However, the weird part, and that is where
Yes.
my mind was like, what is happening? Is it even possible? Is whilst we're giving our performance, the moment I stop to say, do you wanna dance? I hear the whole place saying it back to me. At that point, I was so overwhelmed that it felt real, you know?
The third question you have answered as well. It's from Rose from Mexico. His question is: did you have any other option, song option, apart from the dance?
So the answer is basically yes, but they were not full songs. So basically, we did have a total of, I think, let's say 7, 8 demos with very rough vocals on them, very limited instrumentation, but also there were ones with very good instrumentation with 0 lyrics. So yes, there were others, but we can't really call them songs. We just can call them demos.
Ideas,
Inspiration.
Will we ever hear that song?
We'll see next year.
I had to ask.
Possibly. I mean, this dance is actually what's the word? It's a product of a song which was sidetracked. So hopefully, once we come to the point where we're working on a concept album or a concept EP or even just a next single, we can look back on songs and use them, or decide when is the best to use them or not use them, or just take elements of.
Of course. I only have 2 more questions. Have you heard any of the other songs from the contest?
Yes,
all
for
of
sure.
them.
All of them.
For sure.
Multiple times.
Apart from your song, which ones are your favorites?
We can answer this individually for sure. So
mine is Serbia, Lou Black's song.
My personal favorite has to be either Netherlands, I think. Wasting Daylight.
Myself, I started off loving Israel's song the most. And then lately, my girlfriend's been playing out the UK song constantly, and I'm really starting to like it. So I'm torn a bit, to be honest. But then last time we were at the barbecue together, and I heard Finland's song repetitively.
Yes.
And I still started like that one as well. So it's a bit of a conundrum to pick one. I'm not very good at picking ones. And tell me to pick 3, and I might be able to, but once.
But as you can see, all of them are in our semifinals.
I know, I was literally.
That's not very good, Bear.
You just picked song from the semifinal. That's not good, is it? Well, my country is also in your semifinal, which is not very good for me either.
It is
what it is. But also, just remember, you can't vote for your own country, but you can vote.
But
ours.
I am not in my own country right now. So where I'm living, we vote on semifinal too. So sorry.
Yeah, you can still vote for many countries as much as
for everybody.
Everybody, man.
It's very simple. White and red flag. Super easy.
The cross.
We got a cross.
My last question is: do you have any tours and albums coming out this year?
Tours will tell you next year. Fingers crossed.
I think
hopefully not north of Malta and south on the same day.
Yeah.
It's an outing, not a tour.
It's an outing. I think at the moment we're so focused on the current opportunity at hand, and I think it would be both immature of us or irresponsible of us to plan the next step before seeing what this opportunity can produce. I think the result of it, as a whole, it can be both good and bad, because the best thing about every opportunity is the take home, the lesson you get, which we haven't taken yet.
That's it, guys. Thank you so much for
No,
join.
thank you.
Thank you, man.
No, thank
Thank
you
I
you
so
wish
much.
you the best luck for Eurovision and after Eurovision. And if you qualify, I promise I'll vote for you in the final.
Yes!
do it, friend.
Yes.
Bye. I see you. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Nice
Good night.
evening. Bye bye.
Bye.